compliance burdens of businesses across their life cycle, allowing businesses to focus on what they do best, doing business.
आज पूरा विश्व ये मानता है कि दुनिया की बड़ी इकोनॉमी में सबसे तेज गति से आगे बढ़ने वाला कोई देश है तो उस देश का नाम हिंदुस्तान है।
May I now request Shri Suresh Prabhu, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, to address the August gathering.
Respected Prime Minister, the CEO of the World Bank, Mr. Nipen Misra ji, Cabinet Secretary, my colleague Secretary DIPP, all excellencies and friends. India has scored a significant achievement in terms of achieving this milestone. But just didn't happen just like that. This is the leadership of the Prime Minister who has envisioned a completely new India, and therefore for the last 3.5 years, number of initiatives have been launched, implemented, and that's the result of what we are seeing today. So in a way, he is a Prime Minister whose vision in reality in action. It's a policy which is implemented on the ground. It's a relationship between macro and really what is happening on the micro. Several people talked about opening of the economy, which our government is doing in a very significant way. But also what is important is opening our ears and eyes to the reality on the ground. And this is the result. When we realize the small businesses, SMEs, and the entrepreneurs of India, they suffer, and that's why Prime Minister took this initiative, and now we are seeing the result that India has moved into the top 100 numbers. This is a result of legislative, administrative, and policy changes which have resulted into India's improving the rank. It's a part of a vision of overall development, and there has been a classical debate going on for years, not just in this country, but all over the world. What should come first? Is it a social development should come first, which will in turn bring in economic development, or economic development will spur the social development? But we didn't have the luxury of debating on these issues in academic way. So the Prime Minister decided that we'll do both at the same time. Social development and economic development will happen at the same time, which will result into propelling each other into a new growth trajectory. There are so many initiatives on social sector. Whether I don't want to spell all of that, you are experiencing it. But even that social change with economic development is something which the Prime Minister has embarked upon, and we are seeing it today. It is to change not just economy, but change the society as a whole. And I'm sure this integrated development approach that the Prime Minister will see so many new achievements that we'll achieve in the next few years' time. All the flagship program of the Prime Minister in the last few years are interconnected. Make in India program, Startup India program, Digital India program, all they are related to one another, and therefore all of them working simultaneously is really going to give us the result in the years to come. In fact, today, we are seeing the rank improving to 100, the result of which we will see over a period of time when new entrepreneurs will be created, new entrepreneurs will be born, and there will be time to do it. So this is part of an overall vision which we are seeing today, which will, I'm sure, will bring in a new business culture in India. Already in the last 3.5 years, we are seeing an exponential growth into infrastructure development, infrastructure investment. All of this is the investment, not just for today, but for future. Expansion of formal economy, which again is going to bring us a great result in the next year's time. This is actually a real partnership at works. Partnership with states, partnership with all stakeholders, partnership even with World Bank. I was just now telling the CEO that World Bank is not only the bank of money, it's the ideas bank. So learning from them, unlearning the right lessons is something which is going to help us a great deal. I'm sure this will propel us into new growth trajectory. also result into incremental capital output ratio improving. In fact, ease of doing business, the same amount of capital you invest, you'll get better returns. So therefore, the GDP growth rates that will happen in the next few years' time will be significantly higher with all these initiatives which Prime Minister has taken, and I'm sure this will going to result into a significant change in future. We are working out now a plan of making each and every district ranking so that we understand within the state also which are the districts who are doing well and which are not doing so well. In fact, the New India vision, which will really be possible with all these initiatives coming at the same time, will mean that reform is means to an end and not end in itself. This is the key to success for tomorrow's doing. We are working on many other initiatives which I don't want to spell out today, with the Prime Minister personally monitoring, including ease of trading, not just ease of doing business, as well as ensuring that we'll be able to work and unshackle all the major impediments in the way of entrepreneurs doing the real job. India's growth story will be driven by entrepreneurs. India's growth story has been the entrepreneurial spirit which was unleashed, but there are so many unshackling of issues which are necessary, which we are doing now. So we look forward to the continued leadership, continued guidance, and in that process, we'll be able to work even faster. So thank you very much. Congratulations to all those who work with us. Looking forward to working with them in future. Thank you very much.
Ease of doing business is the cornerstone of attracting more investments and thereby creating more jobs, as has been underscored in this year's Doing Business report. Through the adoption of the right mix of business-friendly policies, the aim is to transform the country into a hub for innovation, design, and manufacturing. The World Bank has been supporting India's efforts in improving our business climate, both in the context of the Doing Business Report 2018, as well as the ranking of states on ease of doing business. May I now request Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, Chief Executive Officer, World Bank, to share her insights on this year's report and the way forward.
Namaskar and good morning. Honorable Prime Minister of the Government of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji. Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Secretary of the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, colleagues from the government sector, from the private sector, distinguished participants, dear friends. We are here to celebrate a very impressive achievement. In the 15 years history of doing business, a jump of that nature is very rare, but it is particularly rare when we talk about a country of the size of India. From the I understand that in a cricket-loving nation, hitting a century is a very important milestone. So what we face here is an incredible achievement, and it is only appropriate we celebrate it in the hometown of the Blue Team India. Today is also a very auspicious day because it is the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak, and I was reminded by my colleagues of his very wise words. Whatever seed is sown, a plant of this kind comes forth. The team in this room, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, has sown wonderful seeds of simplification, of reduction of administrative barriers, a very important seed of using technology, and feedback from those who are on the receiving end of regulations. And what we see is a chance to harvest the fruits of hard work, which places the confidence of Air India one notch higher. What is very important for us from the World Bank is to recognize that high-level ownership and championship of reforms is critical for success. And there is no better evidence of this than the fact that the Honorable Prime Minister himself is in the room with us. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you. We have learned that in reforms, what pays off is persistence. But we also learned that persistence needs to be fed with success. And what we are recognizing in India is that this success today is to be turned into more energy in reforms for the future. Let me make 3 points in front of this distinguished audience. The first one is that we look at doing business achievements in a broader context. What we are seeing is a remarkable overall success story of India. Extraordinary achievements. In the last 3 decades, the per capita income has quadrupled, 4 times higher than it was. And it was done with an eye on lifting out of poverty people that have been left furthest behind. 160 million just in recent years left this space of destitution that reduces not only well-being, but the ability of people to contribute to their economy. And we know that there is a very strong ambition that extreme poverty would be history in India. The target date that was set, 2026, I understand the Prime Minister intends to shorten to 2022. And given the track record so far, I have no doubt that would be possible. And I have no doubt that when India hits another century, the century of independence in 2047, most people in India would be part of the global middle class. India will be a high middle income country. But that success could only be secured if there is perseverance where it matters the most, reforming the policy environment and the institutional framework to deliver on policies in India. The GST reform creates an incredible opportunity for India to grow through a unified internal market. As an European, I witnessed how a unified internal market in Europe has contributed tremendously to the well-being of the European people. And I have no doubt the same would be happening here in India. Match this ambition is the dedication of India to high-quality infrastructure, one that allows this large country to be connected and matches with infrastructure the ambition for internal market. And in addition, what India is doing today and would do even more in the future is investing in the most valuable asset of any society, its people. Investing in early childhood development, investing in the skills, incredible progress in this area, investing in women to be part of the labor force. There is more space for that, and I know, Prime Minister, you intend to use it. And last but not least, investing in the health of nation, including through a very ambitious program in sanitation in urban in rural areas. And that all is combined with a dedication to make sure that India's federalism works for India, that the strength of cooperative and competitive federalism is a foundation for more progress in the future. So let me move to my second point. Where does doing business fit in this big picture? Well, doing business is a very pragmatic and tangible way to demonstrate that progress is being made and that businesses, and through businesses, the whole of Indian society is to benefit. We have an impact of reforms on foreign investors. Just in the last 3 years of your government, Prime Minister, we have seen almost doubling of foreign direct investment from 36 billion in 13-14 to 60 billion this last year. And that doing business underpins quite significantly. But more important than even foreign investment is what happens with domestic investments. What is the well-being of firms in India? We are confident that the ease of doing business is contributing to addressing a particular challenge in India, which is size of firms. In India, nearly 2/3 of private sector jobs are in firms with less than 6 workers, and in the most common size of a firm is one, a person of one. Well, if we want the economy to grow, more jobs to be created, we ought to see an increase of size of firms and their capacity to generate employment. And we believe doing business is contributing and will continue to contribute to that. And finally, we see doing business adding gasoline to this engine of competitiveness among states. I look at the audience, I understand there are representatives of practically all states of India, and I wish you all the best competing with each other. May the best state win. Let me finish with my third and last point, the road ahead. One thing I ought to share with you is that the higher you go, the tougher it is to move even higher. It is like climbing a mountain. You're closer to the top, it is hard. So it would be absolutely paramount to strengthen the commitment to reforms and to be clear that if we are to see an increase next time around, we have to be not only implementing good reforms, but making sure that the feedback mechanism from those that are beneficiaries of reforms sends the right signal. We have identified a couple of areas, construction permits, property registration, enforcing contracts, as areas where further progress is needed and it is possible. And I, on behalf of my colleagues from the World Bank, we have our country director here. Junaid, stand up for people to see you. If you need anything from us, this is the man to call. We actually also have our vice president of the region here with us. Our full, unwavering commitment to be with you. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Let me, in conclusion, say that what is happening in India matters tremendously to the Indian people, first and foremost. But it matters to the rest of the world. Because of the size of India, because of the significance of India, your success translates into well-being across the globe. We are very keen to be the transmission line of lessons learned here to other places, so people in the developing world, in Africa, in Asia, elsewhere, they can benefit from what is being generated and learned right here in India. You have a bold vision, Prime Minister. It is a vision for India, but it is broader than that. It is a vision for a more prosperous and, as a result, more peaceful world for all. Thank you for the chance to be here as part of this celebration, and all the very, very best. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Your encouraging words and support will guide our endeavors. We have been extremely fortunate to be guided by our visionary, Honorable Prime Minister. His mantra of reform, perform, and transform has worked wonders, catapulting India into the league of the top 100 countries. आपके प्रेरणादायक नेतृत्व में समूची सरकारी व्यवस्था में एक नवीन ऊर्जा का संचार हुआ है. May I request Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, to enlighten the gathering.
Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, CEO World Bank, my colleagues in the Council of Ministers, senior officials, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, आज गुरु पर्व का पवित्र अवसर है. गुरु नानक देव जी का पुण्य स्मरण देश की एकता, सत्यनिष्ठा और सत्व से भरे जीवन के लिए प्रेरणा देता है. 2 वर्ष के बाद गुरु नानक देव जी के 550वां प्रकाश पर्व मनाने का पूरी मानव जात को अवसर मिलने वाला है. ऐसे जगत गुरु को प्रणाम करते हुए मैं आप सबको भी शुभकामनाएं देता हूं. I'm very happy to be here today. I sense a well-deserved mood of celebration here. The World Bank has recognized the stupendous work done by us towards improving ease of doing business. We are now among the top 100 countries in the doing business rankings. In a short time of 3 years, we have improved 42 ranks. I thank Ms. Kristalina Georgieva for being with us on this joyous occasion. It shows World Bank's commitment to encourage nations to undertake reforms which benefit society and economy. Her presence today will motivate our team to do even better in the coming days and months. Over the last 3 years, I've been constantly telling the domestic and foreign investor community that we in India are making sincere efforts to improve ease of doing business. And friends, India has walked the talk. This year, India's jump in ranking is the highest. India has been identified as one of the top reforms. Congratulations to all who have worked for this. You have done the nation proud. This improvement is important because it is an indicator of good governance in the country. because it is a measure of the quality of our public policies, because it is a benchmark of transparency and processes, because ease of doing business also leads to ease of life. And ultimately, it reflects the way people live, work, and transact in a society. Friends, but all this is for the benefit of concerned stakeholders. For me, the World Bank report shows the quantum change in possible through commitment and hard work. Continued efforts can help us improve even further. और वैसे भी आप जानते हैं, मेरे पास और कोई काम तो है ही नहीं. वन लाइफ वन मिशन, यही काम है. मेरा देश, मेरे देश के 125 करोड़ लोग, उनकी जिंदगी में कुछ बदलाव लाना. और इसलिए जो अपेक्षाएं दुनिया हमसे रख रही है, उसे पूरा करने में हम कोई कमी नहीं रखेंगे, ये मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूं. और इसलिए 142 में से 100 आने के बाद मुझे सोने का मन नहीं करता है, और अधिक करने की इच्छा जगती है. I say this because India has reached a position from where now it is easier to improve further. Our efforts have gathered momentum. In management terms, we have achieved critical mass for a swift takeoff. For example, this report has not taken into account the implementation of the Goods and Services Tax, or GST. As you all know, GST is the biggest tax reform in the Indian economy, and it impacts many aspects of doing business. With GST, we are moving towards a modern tax regime, which is transparent, stable, and predictable. और इसलिए जब जीएसटी की चर्चा हुई है तो मैं कहना चाहूंगा, और व्यापार जगत के लोग यहां बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में हैं, तो मैं यहां इस फोरम के माध्यम से देश भर के व्यापारियों से भी कहना चाहता हूं कि जिस समय हमने जीएसटी लाने का संकल्प किया, तब लोगों को लगता था आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, 1 जुलाई को होगा कि नहीं होगा. हुआ. फिर होने के बाद लगा कि हम मर गए. ये मोदी है, कुछ सुधार नहीं करेगा. और हमने तब कहा था कि हमें 3 महीना इसको बारीकी से देखने दीजिए, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान इतना बड़ा है और दिल्ली में ही बुद्धि भरी हुई है ऐसा नहीं है जी. देश के सामान्य मानवी के पास भी समझ है. हम उसे समझेंगे, सीखेंगे, कठिनाइयों का अंदाज करेंगे, रास्ते खोजेंगे, और 3 महीने के बाद जब जीएसटी काउंसिल की मीटिंग हुई, जितनी चीजें सामने आई उसका समाधान किया. कुछ चीजों के लिए काउंसिल में कुछ राज्य सहमत नहीं थे, तो हमने राज्यों के मंत्रियों की और अधिकारियों की कमेटियां बनाई. और मुझे आज ये कहते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि अभी वर्बेटिमली तो रिपोर्ट मेरे पास पहुंचा नहीं है, लेकिन जो मैंने मंत्रियों की कमेटी जीएसटी काउंसिल ने बनाई थी, उन्होंने मिलकर के ही बनाई थी, और उस मीटिंग में जो हुआ है और जिसकी छोटी मोटी जानकारी मेरे पास है, पूरा रिपोर्ट तो नहीं है मेरे पास, लेकिन मैं कह सकता हूं कि जितने इश्यू सामान्य व्यापारियों ने उठाए थे, कारोबारियों की तरफ से जितने सुझाव आए थे, करीब करीब सारे विषयों को पॉजिटिवली स्वीकार किया जा रहा है। और 9 और 10 तारीख को जीएसटी काउंसिल की मीटिंग में अगर कोई राज्य कठिनाई पैदा नहीं करेगा तो मुझे विश्वास है कि भारत के व्यापार जगत को और भारत की आर्थिक व्यवस्था को नई ताकत देने में जो भी आवश्यक सुधार होंगे वो किए जाएंगे। उसके बावजूद भी आगे भी ऐसी कोई बातें आएगी, क्योंकि आखिरकार एक नई व्यवस्था को स्वीकार करना होता है, सालों की पुरानी व्यवस्था से बाहर निकलना होता है, तो सरकार का ही दिमाग काम करे जरूरी नहीं है, सभी स्टेक होल्डर का दिमाग काम में आता है, तब उत्तम से उत्तम परिणाम आता है। और जीएसटी देश के लिए उसका भी एक उत्तम उदाहरण बनने वाला है कि सबकी भावनाओं का आदर करते हुए व्यवस्थाओं को फुल प्रूफ कैसे बनाया जा सकता है, ये जीएसटी की प्रोसेस से नजर आता है। वर्ल्ड बैंक की इस रिपोर्ट में मई 2017 तक के ही रिफॉर्म्स काउंट हुए हैं, जबकि जीएसटी उसके बाद जुलाई 2017 में लागू हुआ है। और इसलिए आप अंदाज कर सकते हैं कि जब 2018 में जब चर्चा होगी तब हमारे रैंक के लिए ये सारे हमारे जो इनिशिएटिव है और जुड़ने वाले हैं। देयर आर मेनी अदर रिफॉर्म्स which have already happened but need gestation and stabilization time before they are taken into account by the World Bank. There are a few other reforms where our team and the World Bank team need to find common ground. All this combined with our conviction to do even better gives me the confidence that India will occupy a place of a pride in the World Bank report next year and in the year thereafter. I compliment the World Bank for engaging with countries to improve ease of doing business across the world. I also compliment them for the theme of this year's reporting, reforming to create jobs. There can be no denying that business is a major force in our lives. It is the engine for growth, employment, wealth creation, and delivery of goods and services that make our lives comfortable. We are a young country, and a job creation is an opportunity as well as a challenge. Therefore, to leverage the energy of our youth, we are positioning India as a startup nation and a global manufacturing hub. For this purpose, we have launched various initiatives such as Make in India, Startup India. Through these initiatives, combined with the new ecosystem of a formal economy and a unified tax regime, we are trying to create a new India. An India where opportunities are created and harnessed to the advantage of the needy. We are particularly keen to develop India into a knowledge-based, skill-supported, and technology-driven society. A good beginning has been made through the Digital India and Skill India initiatives. Friends, India is swiftly changing for the better. I wish to list some more global recognitions which indicate this. We have moved up to 32 places in the last 2 years in the Global Competitiveness Index of the World Economic Forum. This is the highest for any country. We have also moved up 21 places on the Global Innovation Index of WIPO in 2 years. We have moved 19 places on the Logistics Performance Index of 2016 of World Bank. We are among the top FDI destination listed by UNCTAD. और सारा इतना मैं बता रहा हूं, कुछ लोगों को भारत की रैंकिंग 142 से 100 होने की बात समझ नहीं आती है। इनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। और इसमें कुछ लोग तो ऐसे हैं जो पहले वर्ल्ड बैंक में रह चुके हैं। वो आज भी भारत की रैंकिंग पर सवाल उठा रहे हैं। यदि मैं ऐसे लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, यदि इंसॉल्वेंसी कोड, बैंकरप्सी कोड, कॉमर्शियल कोड, अगर ऐसे कानूनी सुधार आपके समय में हुए होते तो हमारी ये रैंकिंग आपके सौभाग्य में नहीं आती क्या? देश की स्थिति नहीं सुधरती क्या? लेकिन किया कुछ नहीं, और जो कर रहा है उसको सवाल पूछे जा रहा है। वैसे ये भी संयोग की बात है कि वर्ल्ड बैंक ने ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की प्रक्रिया साल 2004 में शुरू की थी। बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण ईयर है। और इसके बाद 2014 तक किसकी सरकार रही, ये भी आप सबको पता है। मैं ऐसा प्रधानमंत्री हूं, उसने वर्ल्ड बैंक का बिल्डिंग भी नहीं देखा है, जबकि पहले वर्ल्ड बैंक को चलाने वाले लोग यहां बैठा करते थे। मैं तो कहता हूं कि वर्ल्ड बैंक की इस रैंकिंग पर सवालें उठाने के बजाय आइए हम मिलजुल करके अपनी कमियों को एड्रेस करें, एक नई ताकत को जोड़ें और नए सपनों को लेकर के, नया संकल्प लेकर के न्यू इंडिया बनाने के लिए साथ मिलकर आगे बढ़े। Our mantra is reform, perform, and transform. We want to do better and better and better. I'm happy to note that for the first time, the World Bank is helping us in this exercise at the sub-national level too. भारत एक फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर है। राज्यों को भी इस विषय में ट्रेन करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि हमारे यहां बहुत सारे निर्णय राज्य के स्तर पर होते हैं या लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट के लेवल पे होते हैं, म्युनिसिपैलिटी करती है। और मैं खुश हूं कि वर्ल्ड बैंक हमें वहां तक काम करने में मदद कर रही है। इन अ फेडरल डेमोक्रेसी लाइक इंडिया, it is often not easy to take on board every stakeholders while undertaking reforms. However, over the last 3 years, there has been a sea change in the response of governments, both at central and state level. State governments are finding innovative ways to create a business-friendly environment, while often competing with each other in implementing business reforms. They are also helping each other in implementing them. This is an exciting universe in which competitiveness and cooperation coexist. Friends, the agenda for boosting growth and employment required many structural changes, many tough decisions, and many new regulations. Besides this, the mindset of the bureaucracy required change to enable them to work fearlessly and honestly. Over the last 3 years, the Union government has done a lot on these fronts. We have resolved a number of regulatory and policy issues facing business and companies. Along with manufacturing, we are also pushing for faster progress in infrastructure sector. Therefore, we are continuously working to improve our investment climate. In the last 3.5 years, we have undertaken bold foreign direct investment reforms in 21 sectors, covering 87 areas of policy. मैं 2 साल तक सुनता रहता था, बिग बैंड, रिफॉर्म. अब बस लोग बंद कर दिया, क्योंकि वो देख रहे हैं कि ये रिफॉर्म की लेवल और साइज इतनी है, स्पीड इतनी है कि मैच ही नहीं कर पा रहे. आलोचना करने वाले भी मैच नहीं कर पा रहे. These reforms have touched significant sectors like defense, railways, construction development, infrastructure, pension, civil aviation, and pharmaceuticals. More than 90% of the FDI approvals, और ये बहुत बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण बात है, 90% approvals have been put on the automatic route. We are now among the most open economies for foreign direct investment. This has resulted in increased FDI inflow, which year after year is making new records. The FDI inflows of 55.6 billion US dollars for the year during March 2016 were an all-time high. The following year, India registered an FDI inflow of 60.08 billion US dollars, thereby scaling an ever higher peak. As a result, the total FDI received in the country has gone up by 67% in a short span of 3 years. During the current fiscal year till August, the total FDI of 30.38 billion US dollars has been received, which represents an increase of 30% as compared to the corresponding period last year. In August 2017, India received a total FDI of 9.64 billion US dollars, which is the highest ever FDI received in any month. Friends, over the last 3 years, we have systematically and critically evaluated business regulations. We have tried to understand the pain points of business with regard to interface with government. We engage with businesses on a regular basis, understood their concern, and sought to modify regulation to address their concerns. I have often emphasized that technology must be used to transform governance. Use of technology should minimize physical interface and assist time-bound decision-making. I am glad to see that a number of government departments and state governments are deploying technology to improve governance and deliver services. Along with the tools of technology, we also need to complete change of mindset while dealing with businesses. Total re-engineering is required both at the level of mind and machine. The past mindset of excessive control has to be replaced by the concept of minimum government, maximum governance. This is our goal, and my government is determined to achieve this objective. With this objective, an extensive exercise was undertaken to redesign laws and re-engineer government processes to make business environment simpler and more conducive. an attempt has been made to align the Indian regulatory environment to international best practices. Though we are putting in efforts to improve India's rank in the Doing Business report, reforms undertaken by the government are far more extensive. To give you one example, we have abolished more than 1,200 archaic laws and acts which were only complicating governance. They have been deleted from the statute book. Similarly, thousands of important reforms have been carried out by the states as well. These additional efforts are not part of the World Bank's requirement. All ministries of the central government, public sector undertakings, state governments, as well as regulators should identify international best practices, consult their stakeholders, and align their regulations and processes with international best practices. I have no doubt that people working in these agencies are second to none in the world in respect of their capability and commitment to public services. Friends, इस रैंकिंग को भले ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस कहते हैं, लेकिन मैं मानता हूं कि ये ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के साथ ही ईज ऑफ लिविंग लाइफ की भी रैंकिंग है। यह रैंकिंग सुधरने का मतलब है कि देश में सामान्य नागरिक, देश के मध्यम वर्ग की जिंदगी और आसान होती है। मैं ऐसा इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि इस रैंकिंग के लिए जो पैरामीटर्स चुने जाते हैं, उनमें से अधिकांश सामान्य मानवीय की जिंदगी, देश के नौजवानों की जिंदगी से जुड़े हुए होते हैं। भारत की रैंकिंग में इतना सुधार इसलिए आया है क्योंकि पिछले 3 वर्षों में सरकार ने देश के सामान्य नागरिक की जिंदगी में होने वाली मुश्किलों को कम करने के लिए रिफॉर्म का रास्ता चुना है। 3 वर्षों में देश में टैक्स भरने की प्रक्रिया में बहुत सुधार आया है। इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न के लिए अब महीनों इंतजार नहीं करना पड़ा। प्रोविडेंट फंड रजिस्ट्रेशन और पीएफ का पैसा निकालने के लिए पहले आपको दफ्तरों के चक्कर लगाने पड़ते थे, अब सब कुछ ऑनलाइन हो गया है। मेरे नौजवान साथी अब सिर्फ एक दिन में अपनी नई कंपनी रजिस्टर करा सकते हैं। कारोबारी मुकदमों की सुनवाई भी आसान कर दी गई है। 3 वर्षों में भारत में कंस्ट्रक्शन परमिट लेना आसान हुआ है, बिजली कनेक्शन लेना आसान हुआ है, रेलवे रिजर्वेशन कराना आसान हुआ है। जो पासपोर्ट पहले महीनों में मिलता था, अब 1 हफ्ते के भीतर भीतर मिल जाता है। ये ईज ऑफ लिविंग लाइफ नहीं है तो क्या है? आई मस्ट मेक a special mention of the fact that while ease of doing business is important for all businesses, it is critical for small businesses, including small manufacturers. This sector provides the bulk of employment in the country, and to make them more competitive, we have to reduce the cost of doing businesses. The work on ease of doing business must address the issue of these small businesses and manufacturers. Once again, let me congratulate the team working on various aspects of ease of doing businesses for their commitment and dedication. I am sure that together we will write a new chapter in India's history and transform India so that the dreams and aspirations of our people take wing. I would like to thank the World Bank again for their guidance in our efforts to improve ease of doing business. I'm told that the experience of bringing about decisive changes in a large country like India without affecting the growth process may become an example for many other nations. There is always scope to learn from others. If required, we'll be happy to share our experience with other countries. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. We are enlightened and inspired by your valuable insights. Your words will further motivate and guide us to work harder and deliver on your vision to make India the easiest place to do business in. May I request all delegates to please be seated till the departure of the Honorable Prime Minister. We are now going to take a 15-minute break. May I please request all delegates to be back in the hall at 11:40. There is tea being served on this floor. May I again